Welp, I guess I should have known that this would be coming, as if it was almost inevitable. Last week, Lu Xiaotang, a character that has pretty much been irrelevant to the entire Sakamoto Days story, despite originally being brought up as a character that was going to be like a main trio kind of protagonist, and even had multiple fights of her own in the first 40 or so chapters of the Sakamoto Days story. And yet, since chapter 42, she has done nothing. And 226, a chapter that will go down in history as the chapter where Lu finally did something, or looked like she was going to be doing something. We were all just fully bamboozled beyond belief, because unfortunately, Lu, after kicking the new order member, the police officer that just loves to kill people and is just using the badge as an excuse to take on his sadistic tendencies on the weak and people that can't, stop what he's doing. And even though he is supposed to uphold the law and not use lethal force unless absolutely necessary, he finds that absolutely annoying that he's constantly had to find a way to justify his police brutality. And now that killing is legal, he finds that this is his ideal world, and now he can truly use his fullest force of justice, or honestly, let's call it what it is, his superiority complex, and be able to just torture people that can't really do anything about it. This video is sponsored by GamerSupps, the ultimate energy and focus formula. Use my code NOOP now for 10% off, and thank you GamerSupps for sponsoring the channel. I didn't really know who this character was going to get set up against when I was predicting the final fights, and Lu was a surprise, but what was an even bigger surprise to me was Granny Mia actually leaving the van as well, despite being the most important person, honestly, on the van of all time, because she is the only person that is knowledgeable enough to know what will happen to Sakamoto if, God forbid he goes into another cardiac arrest or anything worse medically happens to him. Because, you know what, I don't really buy the whole idea that she's done all that she could for Sakamoto and that now it's just up to him. What if they get into a car accident and he gets even more injured or hurt? I'm not gonna harp too much on it. I just think that was a little funny. And I think the reason why I'm so annoyed by small little details about that is because Lu just gets this moment stolen from her. And maybe I'm wrong, you know what? Because what we have to hope for is that this isn't a moment where Lu gets overshadowed by Granny Mia. I am still kind of excited to see Granny Mia in a fight. I didn't expect her to be a part of one of the final battles, and considering that again, she's mostly been a healer, her title was God Hands because she's constantly brought to people from the assassin world to heal them in what should be lethal injuries. And again, funnily enough, she's a character that hasn't had relevance in the story since Lu had relevance. So literally, not only is Lu getting overshadowed after not doing anything for almost 200 chapters, a character that also hasn't done anything for 200 chapters is the one that's overshadowing Lu. And I'm hoping that this ends up just being a great duo moment for the both of them, because by the end of this chapter, they are able to do their best to get one over on this cop, because Granny Mia's fighting style is definitely legendary. She uses, the little needles, or senbon, as you've known if you're a Naruto fan. And of course, again, bringing up Naruto as a medical ninja, she uses the needles to not only, slice people's necks and maybe even hit pressure points, because we've seen her do that with Sakamoto and the protagonist in healing ways. Funnily enough, she does have a really cool moment where when the cop threatens to steal her assassin's license, she goes, "Hey, look, my assassin's license has been gone for a very, very long time. I've just been healing people for super duper long, and not for nothing, killing people is not only so much easier than fixing them, I don't really remember how to pump the brakes, so you better watch out." I love Granny Mia, and I'm happy to see her farm some aura, because she's just been a sleeper agent that deserves a good moment. I guess I'm just upset that this comes at the same time as what was supposed to be Lu's moment. Not that I'm upset that Lu is in a 2-on-1. She could use some help, definitely, as we can see, because this guy pulls out the most random weapon that I could have ever expected him to pull out. Maybe someone can, comment down below and tell me what there's context, or there's a reference, or maybe in, Japan or history, this was used by officers or something. I'm sure there's maybe some kind of lore lore here that I'm just culturally missing, but the fact that the cop is just pulling out this fucking weapon, I mean, he does some pretty decent work with it. He almost fucking chokes the life out of Lou, but luckily Granny Mia and Lou are able to team up in the final moment. Because one thing that is very apparent is a lot of people theorize, and it's not really a theory, it's kind of just been underhandedly just spoken about. It's very well known, especially Naruto's coming up multiple times in this review when a character like Rock Lee was given the drunken fist. It's not a very popular thing in Japan, especially to also promote underage drinking, right? Especially with, you know, how sensitive Japanese culture can be sometimes, especially when it comes to delinquency, especially childhood delinquency. I mean, even something as simple in Japan as a character dyeing their hair a different color is considered a big moment of delinquency. That's why you always see blonde-haired characters being, you know, the bad boy, you know, delinquent type, or the pompadour. Like, any kind of standing out in general, of course, right, is we know sometimes is looked down upon in Japanese society. And because of that, not only is Drunken Fist looked at a little bit weird for when it came to a character like Rock Lee, you want to know why it was fine? Let's take a look at a difference between Rock Lee and Liu Xiaotang. Liu Xiaotang is a girl. So that is definitely the difference. And that's another thing that with Japanese society, you're not only just depicting underage drinking potentially, you are depicting, you know, a girl doing it of all things. On top of that, so that's why it's funnily enough, you get the direct confirmation in the beginning of the series, like the cop is like, oh, you better not be underage. And Lou is like, oh, do I look young? Thanks. Just for one, to show that Lou is not underage, right? They need to make that very apparent when she drinks. Lou having the drunken fist trope, it's just not very popular in Japan. And not for nothing, there's also the author comments where the Sakamoto author Yuto Suzuki claims that, you know, Lou is just quote unquote too cute, that he doesn't want to put her in fights. I mean, you've got characters like Osaragi, Kumanomi, you got plenty of, you know, badass women characters in the series. I don't know why Lou specifically is the one that gets singled out here. Again, it could be the drunken thing, it could be because Yuto Suzuki just doesn't want Lou to get put in situations because he likes her as a character, similar to like Aoi and Hana. He doesn't normally like to do that, that's why he does that very sporadically. Either way, I hope her what was supposed to be her final moment doesn't get overshadowed here, because when she blows the big flame outward and into the cop's eyes, which again, this is the second character, the second villain that just got hit by a fire attack. Heisuke and Lou coming back to back, and this guy gives them the death penalty as the final chapter, which he can't even give them a reason or a specific law that they broke. He's like, you've obstructed a public servant, you know, whatever, I'm just gonna kill you. We already know he was looking to kill them from the very beginning. What do you guys think about all of this? While I'm happy to see Granny Mia get a big moment, I am sad for it to happen at the same time as Lou. I hope she doesn't get sidelined in what was supposed to be, you know, a big last moment for her, but we will definitely have to wait and see what happens on that one. But guys, make sure if you haven't already, you hit that like button, you subscribe, hit that new hype function down in the comments, hit that hype button. I guess it does something, I don't know, you guys tell me. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Make sure you subscribe for the next Sakamoto Days chapter review or any other content you might be interested in, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.